Recently, Asiahorse reached out to us and told us about their FS-9002 Pro series of case fans. Already a big thank you at this point. But yeah, this is what we're going to do today. Meet the Asiahorse, or meet my army of Asiahorse FS-9002s. A set of budget-oriented case fans with RGB and a controller and horses, Asian horses, RGB Asian horses. Yeah. Okay, so these are the Asiahorse FS-9002 Pro. Right now, there are basically two main options you can go for, the black and the white version. Both come with the exact same spec, so it's only a optical thing. Fortunately, Asiahorse sent us over both color schemes, so we can have a closer look at both using our B-rolls. Anyway, from here we have a FS-9002 normal and a Pro version. The normal version comes with the usual 4-pin PWM and 3-pin ARGB plugs, while the Pro version comes with its own controller and by using a single 6-pin, whatever the hell this is, cable. Now, I believe it's really important to mention this because usually in my past reviews I was pretty outspoken about my negative opinion on proprietary controllers and their plugs. On here, however, I kinda chose to go that route. So I will blatantly ignore that part and we will keep in mind that the proprietary controller is an option, not a requirement. Keeping these differences in mind, let's begin with the packaging. First off, the logo on top of the box looks metal and maybe a bit misleading as for what I am about to open. It's like the packaging on one of these protein shakes. Why are all of these looking like shit is about to hurt? Nothing about these is suggesting that I should eat it. Bleach looks more appealing. And it's kind of the same thing with these FS-9002 Pros. It's just a bit too dark. And the fact that there is not a single use of the actual product name, it's just kind of an issue. And it doesn't stop here. In fact, the name FS-9002 is not mentioned a single time throughout the complete box, content, or even the installation guide, or even the back of the fan. If I would find this box in the center of nowhere, I would have no idea what it is, and my only options to find it out is compare the fan to Google Images. Good luck with that. Not a single. Why? And while we are at it, it's not Melox, it's Molex. And this perfectly segues us into the next issue, Melox. Or not, because they've updated it for SATA plugs without updating the installation guide. The controller included here is capable of running 10 fans at the same time, which is fine. It can be connected to your motherboard PWM and a 3-pin ARGB to get software control, which is also absolutely fine. And I even appreciate the fact that they updated the controller to be using SATA instead of Melox. I would say it's a great thing considering that many budget-oriented products do not have that yet. The included remote is also fine. I have quite a few options as well as some level of fan speed control, but I'm not very much keen into that type of thing, so I would just triple press the W button to pass through my motherboard control. So all in all, the installation, connection and usage is not bad at all. But I also believe that information sharing is a general problem that this set of fan or even Asiahorse as a company really has. The box could also be used to sell steroids or adult things. And the closest thing I was able to find of the spec sheet is a product comparison portion on Amazon. As far as I can tell, Asiahorse does not have a website, and I do believe that they should absolutely work on that kind of thing, considering that they have quite a few products that you might even want to present. Anyway, let's get back to the table on Amazon. According to whoever wrote this, these FS-9002 Pros should spin at up to 1800 RPM while pushing 48 CFM at 1.2mm of H2O. Not the best numbers, that's true, but still very much alright considering the price. But before we get to the benchmark, let's take a closer look at the fans. The RGB implementation is one of the things that stood out quite positively in our opinion. The lights are quite strong, with the central area causing most of the lights, making them shine through the semi-transparent wings quite a lot. The outer frame also got a bit of RGB in form of 3 rings and another glowing Asiahorse logo. And even the backside got some attention, as one of the rings is seeable from the back of the fan, meaning that the fans will look good from every angle. Something that stood out a lot is how thick Asiahorse made the different parts of the fans. Take the frame as an example. This thing is thick and therefore really sturdy. You can press on it, hit on it, nothing is going to wiggle here. I would even call it higher quality. The wing portion, however, is the absolute thinnest I have seen until today. Now, I don't know if thinner wings would impact performance or noise negatively or positively. That's really complicated, and it would require a heck of a lot of testing using different thicknesses. But damn, these are thin. Like, if I press a post-it against it, that thing will cut right through it. What would happen if I put my finger in it while spinning? Ignoring the disturbing thoughts about my finger I'm having right now, let's go over the benchmarks. We tested the Asiahorse FS-9002 Pro using our standardized benchmark set. Here they managed to keep the 3700X at 59 degrees C, which is a solid 4 degrees ahead of the NF-S12A or Arctic F12, already a pretty good start. On the noise to performance front, to my very surprise, they did not turn out that bad. Sure, those are not high performance crazy expensive fans, but they do manage to stay somewhere in the center of them all with a solid mid-range noise to performance ratio. And while looking at every aspect of these FS-9002, solid mid-range is basically what can be said about everything. Quality is solid mid-range. The outer frame is very good, with the wings seeming a bit too thin. The RGB is solid mid-range. Solid brightness, nothing crazy, but okay. The noise to performance ratio is also pretty mid-range. At 100% they could be pushing a bit more, but okay considering the last and only non-mid-range factor, price. On Amazon US, a 3-pack of these is going for around $30, while the 5-pack is going for around $50. So we are talking about $10 a fan. And looking at all of the other fans we've tested so far, the closest thing that will get to a 120mm ARGB fan will be an Arctic P12 ARGB at $16 per fan. Considering that, and that the only thing on my whole list that is less expensive are things like non-RGB Arctic P or F12s, it's a pretty sweet deal. Sure, these are no power fans that are capable of keeping your 12900K below ambient, but that's not the point. These are meant for budget builds, and the performance, price, and everything about them perfectly reflects that. And on the plus side, they are surprisingly quiet, which is just a bonus. On the could have been better side, I already mentioned a few things, but to recap, please provide some sort of explanation of whatever is in the box and add a spec sheet somewhere. That's just quite important. And then there is the unupdated manual, but that's a kind of self-explanatory. And in the end, the fan is not the issue. These are budget fans. They do perform perfectly for the job that they were made for. The problem is that it is hard to know anything about them. Asiahorse, you need a website. Anything. Just list them with a spec sheet, maybe a couple of images, and you will be in a better position. But yeah, to buy or not to buy. Considering that I haven't seen any sub $10 ARGB fans capable of keeping our benchmark underneath 60 degrees, I do not see anything wrong for people doing a budget build using these. But okay, this should be it for the Asiahorse FS-9002 Pro. Again, a big thank you to Asiahorse for sending me over my little army of Asiahorse fans. But if you want to keep watching, have a look at our NF-S12A review, which is also quite a good fan. And on a quick side note, we now have a Discord server, so hop on it, share your dirty brick pics about you not cleaning your PC regularly. That's disgusting. Anyway, hope to see you on the next one. Bye bye.